Hey, what's up, folks? This is Jace. Thank you for checking out my video, and this is going to be my review for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood Season 4, Episode 6. Title of this episode was called Gusbands and Wives. And this actually came on Sunday night. I guess we got an extra little episode this week, and so today's Monday, so another episode will be on tonight. So, I don't know, maybe they're trying to work something out with their schedule so we can get the Love and Hip Hop Miami, I guess. I don't know. Maybe, try to finish this shit up some kind of way. Anyway, let's get into this shit. It actually wasn't as eventful and, it really wasn't that much going on this episode. We open up with fucking Hazel Lee, and Nikki and Rosie, little Rosie, Rose Burgundy. That's my little name for him, Rosie. That's what I was getting from him in this episode. Anyway, so Nikki had got wind about the bullshit that motherfucking Hazel pulled at that video shoot last week. And she's like, she's in her confessional talking about, this is my homegirl. She's a sweet ass girl. And, I just don't know why Hazel would do that shit. She went to the prom with my brother. And, she's a sweet girl. I just don't understand why Hazel would do that shit. So that's why she was meeting up with Hazel to kind of check her about that shit. And just trying to find out what the fuck was going on. And, why was Hazel acting like a fucking clown? So they meet. So she meets Hazel and Rosie at the store. And, I just don't get it. Rosie is trying on clothes. Hazel's sitting there drinking champagne while Rosie's coming out in these different outfits. I guess she's supposed to be taking him out on a little shopping spree or something. So he's coming out looking like a fucking pubescent boy. Talk about, hey, how's this outfit look? Do I look cute in this? And that sounds like, okay, you're giving me Rosie. So that's why I came up with that bullshit, Rosie. And Hazel's looking like the biggest motherfucking trick, talking about, yeah, it ain't tricking if you got it, and pulling this little wad of money out of her purse and shit. Talking about basically how she's tricking on this little ass boy. Talk about it's a motherfucking investment. Bitch, no, you are a trick-ass old bitch. Fucking this little young-ass boy. But anyway, and I don't even think they fucking. I'm getting the impression this is his homegirl. And he's basically just using her to get what the fuck he can get. I don't fucking blame him. Use that ugly-ass bitch. Fuck Hazel. So her and Nikki are sitting there talking, and pretty much Hazel decides that she's going to go ahead and apologize to Chanel West Coast for the shit that she pulled. So I'm going to fast forward to Chanel's and her scene. Chanel's reshooting the video because there was some bullshit last week with Hazel E. I don't know how the fuck Hazel found out where this shoot was happening at, but Hazel just pops up at the photo shoot or video shoot. Chanel's getting her makeup done and shit. And she's like, what are you doing here, Hazel? And they kind of have words back and forth, and Chanel reiterates, I just didn't like how you did shit last week. You were unprofessional. I don't even get why you were trying to attack me. And all of this shit, I didn't get my treatment for the video. You were unprofessional. And Hazel came in, doing this, her whole boss bitch thing. You shut up on the video. You shut up on the video shoot that I was directing and pretty much just downing her. I'm that bitch. You showed up in my shit. I didn't realize how much you were passionate about this. I thought you was just some little Coachella chick off the Ferris wheel or some shit she said. But, but at the end of the day, we shouldn't be fighting with each other. We should be encouraging each other. We both are the underdogs here. People talk shit about Hazel and people talk about Chanel as being, not really talented and shit, which neither one of the bitches are. But, actually, I think Chanel is actually a little bit more talented than Hazel. But anyway, Hazel ends up just apologizing and end up deading the beef, and they hug it out. Moving on from these whores. So now let's go on to Tiffany and AD. Tiffany is AD's best friend. They've been friends for 15 years or some shit like that. They're at this bar, and Tiffany's kind of carrying on, talking about she doesn't like how AD has changed since she's been in a relationship with Moniece. And, I've been in these situations because I have friends, straight and gay friends, that do this shit. Whenever they get in a relationship, it's they kind of put you to the back and they're all about their relationships. which I don't have a problem with that, but I don't know. I'm just about consistency. Like, if you're gonna be one way, be that way all the time. You know what I mean? Don't just push me to the side because you got, or not necessarily push me to the side, but just kind of like if we talk every Tuesday, like that's our thing, and you get a boyfriend and then you skip 2 weeks, 2 Tuesdays, like I'm gonna have a problem with that. Like, I'm not requiring that much, but at the end of the day, just be consistent with the fuck you do. But anyway, like as they're talking, damn, I'll be ranting. My bad, y'all. But but as they're talking, I could see like there's some kind of chemistry that they have. I'm like, Tiffany, do you want AD? Or like I could tell it was some shit that was going on. I knew, and plus this is Love and Hip Hop, so I knew it was some kind of drama that was about to come out of it. Or some kind of backstory or some shit. So Moniece just so happens to walk in, and immediately Tiffany starts like throwing shade, and she shows up an hour early. She's supposed to be meeting up with AD for a date that they have. I don't know why she popped up on them. It was some setup. Like, I didn't understand that setup that Mona and them were doing, but immediately Tiffany started throwing shade because she doesn't like Moniece, because Moniece is not a real lesbian per se, and she doesn't like how AD has changed since she's been with Moniece, because she was trying to get her to go out to the club, and AD's like, yo, I can't do that. No, I don't want to do that no more. And she was like, well, let's go get fucked up. No, I don't really want to do that anymore. And so I kind of understood where Tiffany was coming from, but I also know females, and I know that it was some bullshit. There's something else going on there that we didn't know about. So Moniece kept it cool. Like, AD apologized for it, was like, I'm sorry. She was like, don't be sorry, just be better. Like, that's what Tiffany's saying to AD. And I'm just like, yeah, you being real shady, bitch. And Moniece kept that shit cool. Like, she just, like, bitch, I'm gonna get your ass eventually. So she left out, her and Moniece and AD get in the car to go on to their little date or whatever. And while they're in the car, Moniece is like, bitch, I clocked this whore. Like, she's a shady ass bitch. She was throwing shade in her. AD's like, no, she wasn't being shady. And Moniece was like, bitch, I am shade. Like, I know what shade is. You know what I mean? When a bitch is throwing it. But, I kept it cute. But I also know bitches. And I know that bitches, I know this bitch has some kind of feelings for you. Then we get the backstory here. AD's in her confessional. She's like, yeah, like there's some shit going on, or that went on in the past with me and Tiffany, like years ago. Like, we tried to be together, but the shit just didn't work. So I was like, oh, okay, y'all used to fuck. And I don't know if Moniece knows this, because she didn't really say, because this was in the confessional. But yeah, they're in the car talking about it and shit. Moniece is like, yeah, I know this girl is in love with you. That's why this bitch is acting stupid. Sorry. That's why this bitch is acting kind of shady or whatever. So we gonna see how that shit plays out. Moving on to Miss Lucci and his baby mama. I don't know why I'm getting the vibe that, like, Lucci is scared of this bitch. He says she's crazy, like, before we even met her. The bitch is psycho, because last week she popped up on fucking, damn, what's that girl's name? Alexis Sky at the photo shoot, and the bitch was crazy. Security was all over her ass. She tried to fucking get Alexis. So they meet, her and Lucci and the baby mama meet up. I think her name is, Sarah. Meet up in this parking lot, and they're like on opposite sides, like the car is in between them. And I'm like he must be scared of this, because I didn't get that scene. That's usually Love and Hip Hop do that shit when they trying to keep people separate from getting each other and shit. Just like they did with Kirk and the young guy, not Kirk, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, when the baby daddy and, you know who I'm talking about, when they met up, they was in some dealership and it was like 3 or 4 cars in between them. So I guess that's their little plan that they do when they trying to keep motherfuckers separate. But when I tell y'all, soon as Lucci got there, Sarah started reading him the fuck down, going the fuck off on him, calling him a deadbeat ass motherfucker. And Lucci's talking about, yeah, I'm just trying to be the best dad that I can be. I love my son. It ain't nothing that I wouldn't do for my son and shit. And Sarah's like, bitch, fuck you. You ain't shit. You ain't never gonna be shit. I don't give a fuck about none of this producer career shit you trying to have going on. And you fucking every bitch. And I'm not impressed by these other Instagram bitches, looking at you and shit. She went the fuck off and was cussing his motherfucking ass out. But then she has this envelope in her hand the whole time and she's going off. And what the fuck is she doing with this shit? But she's like, yeah, you didn't give me no motherfucking money when you left Atlanta. Like, you told me that you were coming out here for one thing, but then you came out here for fucking Alexis. Like, you pretty much lied about why the fuck you was coming out to L.A. and you didn't give me no motherfucking money before you left. So she was like, you didn't even sign your damn son's birth certificate. And I was like, oh. Lucci, you sitting here talking about how much you love your son and ain't shit you wouldn't do for him, but you didn't sign a motherfucking birth certificate. And his response to that was, yeah, I didn't sign the birth certificate because I've been in this situation before with another girl who told me that I was a kid's father, but I really wasn't. So, I mean, I kind of get that because, once you sign a certificate, a lot of states, like, you're automatically liable for child support and shit like that, even if it's proven later that you are not the dad. Yeah, I read a lot of cases about that shit in law school, but anyway, sometimes if you sign a birth certificate and you act as if you are the child's father, even if you find out that you're not, you still may be liable for child support up until the time the kid is 18, which is some bullshit, but that's how some states go. So I kind of understand maybe why he didn't sign the birth certificate, but it seems like you should have found out by now if you're really the dad or not, especially after as much as you're claiming that you love this kid and how much you want to take care of your kid and shit. But pretty much it seems like he ain't been breaking Sarah off and the bitch is out to address, the situation with him and the bitch Alexis and to get some fucking money and to get on fucking Love and Hip Hop. Moving on from them. That's all we saw from Lucci. We didn't even see Alexis Scott this episode, which I was fucking grateful because I'm sick of her motherfucking ass too and her wigs. Alright, so we move on to Masika, Ray, and Moniece. Ray just moved. We got a little backstory on Ray. Ray had been gone from LA for 5 years. He was living in DC. So he moved back and he's just moving into this house. And he apologizes to Masika for his actions at her little cosmetic launch party or whatever. And his whole thing is like he just feels like he's been replaced by Zell the Monster. I got that from Forrest Rock. She calls him Zell the Monster, which he does look like a motherfucking monster. So he feels like he got replaced by Zell. And, and they're like, well, you were gone for 5 years or whatever. So, like he's our other gay friend too. However, we want you guys to make up so we can all be in the same circle together. And every time we're together, it's not, there isn't any motherfuckers jumping over tables and trying to get each other and shit. So as they're having this little conversation, this guy walks in named Vic. And this is Vic is Ray's boyfriend. And he's actually a really cute guy. Not specifically my type, but he's a cute guy. And then he walks up to Ray and kisses him on the mouth. And I was like, this looks a little like, I don't know. It just didn't look genuine to me. And even Masika and Moniece were sitting on the couch like they were shocked that this was even happening. But anyway, Ray goes into this whole thing about how they've been inseparable since he's moved to LA, and I guess he got the boy living with him and shit now in his house. So I don't particularly see this guy like really being into Ray. I hate to be like that, but like Ray is not cute, and this guy just seems like he would be with Ray to be using him. And a lot of guys do that. Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into all that, but I don't see this guy like really being into Ray like that. It is what it is. So pretty much Masika, to wrap up this scene, Masika says that she wants to get all of them together, including Zell, so they can kind of hash out their issues or whatever. Another setup scene for drama, eventually, basically. Moving on to Cisco and Tierra, they meet up in front of this lake or whatever, and he pretty much just apologizes for the shit that he said to her last week, and they just agreed that they were going to, continue to make good music and shit like that, and Tierra said, next time, I just want you to just be more receptive, if I'm telling you something about my friends, and pretty much it just cleared up the drama, and he had apologized for kind of flying off the handle, like he did, and she just wants him to pretty much, like, if you have, fuck that situation. I don't even know what the fuck they was talking about. He apologized to her ass, and that was it. Moving on. So then we got this scene. It was too much for me. Okay. Let's just kind of get off track a little bit. Y'all remember when Miles and Milan were on the show? I think that was season 2. Yeah, that was season 2. If any of y'all noticed, those two never had any scenes with any of the straight guys in the show. It was just the females that they filmed with. And I remember they did this little special about being gay and hip hop and shit. And they even had that one chick that was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. She was on there too. D Smith or whatever that was on Love and Hip Hop. She was even on this special, and I remember Karamo was on there. I don't know if y'all remember that shit. But they had mentioned on there that they hadn't filmed with any of the guys from Love and Hip Hop, like the straight guys. And it was kind of painted like it was like these guys weren't comfortable, like the straight guys weren't comfortable filming with them or whatever. So fast forward to this scene. We have Booby and Fizz sitting at the pool talking. And Booby is like, Zell is supposed to be showing up. He's friends with Keisha. He's her stylist. And he's also styled me a couple of times. And he's supposed to be showing up to, I don't know, in the scene to fucking hang out. So then in walks Zell. And I'm like, oh, okay, so we're going to have the gay guy film with the straight guys now. That's the whole correlation I was trying to make. That I guess Mona and them is trying to do now. So we can't just have Zell and all the bullshit with the female. So let's set this scene up by the pool so Zell can, interact with the straight guys. Which, okay, let me just slow down. Okay. So Booby starts talking to Zell and Fizz about how he's finally going to be moving out of Keisha's house, and he's talking so goddamn slow. I can't stand that shit. Yeah, I feel like I'm just, it's time for me to go ahead and get my own spot now, and all this shit. So basically, I'm thinking Keisha's getting tired of his motherfucking ass anyway, and there's some shit going on that we just not seeing, but it's time to get your grown ass up out of her motherfucking house. Anyway, Zell is like, yo, I could be the best wingman and bring y'all bitches pretty much. So he takes off his shirt and shorts and shit and gets in the motherfucking pool and starts rounding up these females to bring over to Fizz and Booby. And I'm like, so he's supposed to be like the gay homeboy that gets the bitches for the homeboys, the straight homeboys out the group. Really, Zell? Like he looked he looked so fucking ridiculous, like doing that. Like I can't even, like he looked so dumb doing that bullshit. I would never let anybody portray me like that. Like I have straight friends, like most of my friends are straight men, believe it or not. I have like one gay friend, but all of my homeboys are straight. I don't even have female friends for the most part. All of my friends are straight men. But we go out and shit, and we'll be dancing and, having a good time and shit, but women are flocked to me or whatever. And, you know, it just kind of turns into that. But you would never see me out like, okay, y'all, I'm about to be the wingman for you. Like, I'm about to go round up these bitches for y'all. Like, you would never fucking see me do no dumbass shit like that, especially on fucking TV. But Zell, you look fucking foolish as fuck doing that bullshit. And I was like, I just can't with Zell. Like, he's just too fucking much for me. And it's like he's letting them portray like every fucking gay stereotype. I just can't with this shit. And it's making us all look fucking bad. Like, this is what we do. But anyway, that was a scene that they created. I'm going on too long about this scene, but that was basically it. Move on to the actual meeting with Zell, Masika. Moniece actually didn't show up because she had some shit to do. She was booked and busy. So Nia came in her place, which I'm still not getting Nia's fucking purpose. Like, I just don't get it. Why she's even on the goddamn show. But yeah, Ray's there as well. They got this long ass 20-foot table to separate Ray and Zell. This was like the highlight of the episode. Soon as Ray sits down, Zell is like, I don't even know what the fucking, like, what your beef is with me. My only focus is getting money and looking like this. Zell, what do you look like? Like, he has these blonde, like, yarn dreads. Like, looks a fucking mess. You look ridiculous. And I'm like, Zell, if you wear this motherfucking Moschino bracelet in one more scene, it's time to retire the bracelet. Like, you get one episode, maybe two throughout the season, but it's like every episode you have on the same Moschino bracelet. We get it. Retire that shit. Like, what are you doing? Anyway, Ray pulls out these receipts and of pretty much, he's like, yeah, I've been wanting to address this shit. Pulls out this paperwork of DMs. Apparently, Zell has been DMing Ray's boyfriend named Vic, trying to get him to come to his hotel and shit like that. And Ray said it's been 1, 2, 3 in the morning and shit. Zell's trying to get him, and Zell doesn't even know who the fuck his boyfriend is. So he's like, he was like, yeah, he probably wants to suck my dick. And Masika and Nia were like, like, I see where this is about to go. Get real motherfucking messy. And then Zell's like, I probably already fucked him and you just didn't know who it was. You know, and he's just reading these little messages and shit. But then Zell said, well, you know, how much are you paying him, you know, to be sitting there with your fat ass? And that struck a fucking nerve with Ray, because next thing we know, which that's why I said I don't really think that this boy Vic is really into Ray. And he's probably paying this boy, like, you know, damn. Probably paying this boy to be around, because that's what a lot of the guys do. You know, if you got the money, I got the time. You know what I mean? So, soon as Zell said, well, you know, how much are you paying him? And I don't know, shit, if Vic may have even had a conversation with Zell about it or whatever. But, yeah. Motherfucking Ray throws a fucking drink and gets Zell right in the fucking face. They had to just haul Ray out. He's going on calling him a ghetto bitch and all of this. In which Zell says, like, he keeps calling himself a ghetto, like he's ghetto and fun and the life of the party, and LA is his town and shit. So, faggoty ass drama, bullshit ass drama. Anyway, they take motherfucking Ray out, and and Zell is sitting there like, who the fuck is this boyfriend? Like, what is, let me see these motherfucking receipts. So he starts reading. He's like, oh, I know this motherfucker. And, like, start carrying out about that shit. But the whole time his face is soaking wet from the drink that Ray threw in his fucking face. I'm like, why didn't they dry your goddamn face? Like, why didn't you dry your face before you started talking again? Like, you look stupid as fuck, Zell. Anyway, so that was that whole scene. So they didn't get nothing to fucking accomplish. It was just another scene set up for drama. Oh, let me go and say something. Nia started talking about like, damn, I think you guys would be really great friends. Like before the real drama happened, I think you guys would be really great friends because you guys both are, you know, on your own shit and you're trying to just get money and all of this shit. Let me say this: straight women always do that shit, and even like gay dudes to do, or straight guys to do this shit too. Like they'll be like, oh, like there's two gays who have similar personalities, so they will probably be good friends. That shit does not matter. Like just because two guys are gay, like does not mean they're gonna like each other or their personalities are gonna click with each other. Like people be trying to hook me up, and I'm like, just because this dude is gay don't mean that I want to fuck with him. Like I have a type. Like we have types. Just because we're both gay don't mean we're gonna like each other. But anyway, I just want to throw that out there. I didn't like that. And I was like, shut the fuck up. Like these two are two messy ass bitches. They're not gonna be fucking friends. Two catty ass queens. Anyway, what else happened? Fizz and AD. Fizz goes to pick up their little boy from, I guess, AD's house, maybe. The little Cameron. Cameron and AD are out playing basketball. Fizz shows up to pick up Cameron. They send Cameron in to go get his bags or whatever, but they have a little conversation. Fizz is like, oh, you know, what's going on with, you know, you and Monique? Like, you guys are cool. And, like, they really get along, AD and Fizz. Like, it's really cool that they can, you know, be cool or whatever. AD kind of opens up to Fizz about how they're having this drama and kind of tells him about the drama with Tiffany and Monique and shit like that. And I didn't get that whole scene, but pretty much Fizz is like, you know, I don't give a fuck about all of that. I'm just concerned with the fact that you and Monique are cool, and it's brought out a better Monique. This is a person I've never seen before. Like, it makes her want to be more of a responsible mom. It's actually helped build the bond between Cameron and Monique. And, like, I like this Monique. I like you with her. So, I don't give a fuck about this drama with Tiffany and Monique and shit like that. Just as long as y'all cool for Cameron. That's all I give a fuck about. That was it with those two. So, then Tiffany and AD meet up. Well, actually, AD goes to meet Tiffany. Tiffany's a fucking stripper. Meet her at the strip club while she's at work, and she's throwing dollars and shit. And then Tiffany is all in her feelings. Like I said, there's definitely some kind of attraction between Tiffany and AD. Like, Tiffany wants AD. So she's going on about how she still doesn't feel like Monique is a real lesbian because she's taken all of these dicks over the year. Now all of a sudden you want to be a lesbian and shit like that. Like, it's not real. And AD is like, well, shit, we have sex, so what are you? I mean, she's obviously a lesbian because we're fucking. So, like, and then AD kind of called Tiffany out on her shit and was like, well, like, you need to be here for me and my relationship because you done been through all kind of shit, and I've been there for all of your relationships and all of your fucking tattoos. I mean, how many tattoo coverings have, you know, we've had of motherfuckers' names and shit? And Tiffany was quiet as fuck. I said, you got her ass. But anyway, AD is like, yeah, I just want you to meet up with Monique, and we're going to talk about this shit. You can express every fucking thing that you want to say, and y'all should be able to be adults about it and civilized. Again, another scene to set up for some drama. Anyway, to close out this episode, Cisco takes Tiara to one of the hottest stylists in LA. It's this queen with these blonde braids up in this little bun, badass skin. Let me not go on all that. Anyway, Cisco takes him to the hottest stylist in LA, and he's like showing Tiara these little looks he has for her, whatever. And he's like, yo, hold on, one of my other clients are here, so let me go, you know, finish this up. So then he brings out fucking what was the girl's name? I think Amber is her name. Brought out Amber, the girl who Cisco was fucking last week. Brings out Amber. She's in this little bathing suit. And Tiara's like, oh yeah, that's cute. Like, damn, you keeping all the hot shit for, you know, for other people. Like, you ain't. First of all, Tiara, you can't fit that. You can't wear that nowhere, honey. So that was a dumbass comment for you to even say, because you not about to get your big ass up in that swimsuit. But anyway, She's like, oh yeah, hi, I'm Tiara. You know, they introduce themselves. And then Amber walks around to Cisco and gives him a hug. And was like, hey, what's up, baby? And Tiara's sitting there like, looking like, what the fuck is going on? Even the stylist is like, oh, like, what's going on? Which this is a whole setup scene anyway. Because what are the fucking chances of this girl Amber being the stylist's muse and just so happen bringing her out in front of Cisco and Tiara? Anyway, she hugs Cisco, kind of gives him a kiss, and Tiara's like, what the fuck is going on? And the Amber's like, yo, this is my nigga. And Tiara's like, no, this is my nigga. And they just kind of go at it. And Tiara, like, she kept it cool. Like, she didn't get into it with the girl. The girl is crying and acting stupid and shit. And Tiara's like, yo, I'm just gonna go. You know what I mean? But then this is when it got kind of shitty. And the girl, like, I would have fucked this bitch up too. Tiara's like, yo, I'm just going. I'm leaving. I'm not dealing with this shit. Cisco, I don't know what the fuck you're on, but I'm gone. So she goes outside. This bitch Amber comes out talking shit. And then Sierra was like, okay, fuck you, bitch. At this point, now I'm about to whoop your ass. Because she kept talking about, this is my motherfucking nigga. And going off and shit. And, yeah, Tiara just fucking got in the truck, cussed Cisco's ass out. And Tiara, and I actually like this, the fact that Tiara did, because she didn't get crazy. Like, she was trying to, she was cussing his fucking ass out. But she was like, basically like, yo, this is what we gonna do. We're just going to make hot records like we made a good song. Let's just make it about business. Let's just do the music, and it is what it is. Cisco tried to flip the shit on her and was like, well, you haven't been the same since I've been out here, and since we left New York or whatever, you ain't been the fucking same. So pretty much using that as a way to, like, justify him fucking around with Amber. And I really hope that's her name, Amber. But anyway, he's trying to justify cheating around and shit and fucking around with other bitches. Talking about Tiara ain't been the same, and all of this bullshit. Like, I just messed with her a few times or whatever, you know, while we were on bad terms and shit. Whatever. She was like, fuck you, let's just make the music. And she like gives him the finger, and the fucking truck drives off. And that was the end of that episode. So apparently next week they're gonna be into some shit, some more arguments and shit. And I guess she's gonna bust in on Cisco and this girl. Why is Cisco here? Like, take your ass back to New York. God damn. I'm tired of these, like, crossovers and shit. Like, I don't even fucking like Cisco. Like, he's a fucking clown. Like, now you done bought your... And now I have to watch you for a whole fucking season. And then probably have to turn around and watch your ass again on New York. Anyway, y'all, that was the end of this episode. Damn, I done talked for 32 minutes, so I guess there were some events that actually happened. But it was kind of boring for the most part. We didn't... Oh, fuck. I forgot one thing. Boobie meets up with Keisha Cole to tell her that he's going to be moving out soon. She's like, give me a bottle of champagne, because this is a celebration here. I need to find this bottle of champagne. This motherfucker's finally leaving the nest. And she's like, so, you know, they kind of come to an understanding. He's like, yo, I still want to be able to pick... I don't even know their son's name. But anyway, I still want to pick him up because that's our little bonding moment. That's my things. I still want to do that. I still want to be in his life. And I don't want to, you know, distract you from your album coming out. She's like, cool, I only got a few more songs to do. So, you know, I'm going to have more free time after that and whatever. So they came to this little understanding. And then she asked him, did y'all catch this shit? She asked him about how's his music going. And he's like, oh, yeah, it's going cool. I got a couple things going on. And, you know, but he did not mention the fact that he done the song with Brooke. So I can't wait for that shit to come out. Like, because Keisha doesn't, at this point, doesn't know anything about his little whole relationship with Brooke and how he's trying to, because he keeps on bringing the fact that he wants to see where the shit goes with Brooke. So he hasn't brought up to Keisha, but I'm curious to see how Keisha's going to respond to that, because we ain't seen that side of Keisha. She's been keeping it really fucking cool this season, so we're gonna see that shit soon, hopefully. But I will see y'all actually tomorrow, because like I said, another episode comes on tonight, so we don't have to wait a whole fucking week for the the drama, the bullshit. So I will see y'all later. Comment, like, subscribe to the fucking channel, and I will see y'all asses tomorrow. Bye.